Hello everyone, I'm Griffin and we are back with another reaction video. This time we are reacting to another, I would say, clip from the Whatever podcast. This one is titled, "She Tries to Justify Women Using Men for Money." There's no justification for anybody using anyone for money. I'm sorry to say, but there's no justifying that. Using money for your own gain. Now, having people help you make money through business and stuff and not just using them for it, but having them help you, that's fine. But just using someone for your own benefit, that's not really cool, man. So let's see what these people have to say to this atrocity.
Because I believe in accountability. The men, they're spending all this money on women, oftentimes getting very little in return. They're consensually doing it. There may be some degree of manipulation involved,
like scamming and whatnot.
I mean, there's definitely, I do think there is some manipulation, and but I mean, I think there's quite a fair amount of women who are doing that sort of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I would say
like who are hustling dudes.
Hustling, yeah, and I would agree, but not as many as you would think. I mean, not nearly as many.
It's
I mean,
a lot. It's a lot.
Like, what percentage of women do you think are doing that?
Oh, I don't know, but
I think it's not that many.
I would say though, I would say that there's probably, I mean, there's obviously scale.
I would say there's a lot more than there should be, but not as many as people would probably expect. That's probably what I would say, because there aren't a lot of, I would say, men who can actually afford to do that, and there's a lot of men who don't really care to. Like, I'm one of them. I mean, if somebody wants to see a woman naked or something, there's ungodly amounts of free shit on the internet people can do without spending. The only money you're gonna have to spend to see that shit is the money to pay for an internet provider. That's it. I mean, if you want to spend extra money on ladies OnlyFans or any sort of OnlyFans or any sort of other thing OnlyFans like stuff, go right ahead, waste your money, do whatever you want with it. It's your money. You've earned to do with it as you please, but there aren't as many as one would think, but more than there should be, spending their money on stuff like this where they can just see other stuff for free.
Scales to it.
Depends
you have
on
women.
What city you're in? In Las Vegas, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Santa Rosa,
Casino.
no.
Yeah, it's like some
Casino,
people
Robert De
wanna
Niro,
go there, like they
Sharon
want to.
Stone. But I would say actually though that there's scales to it. For example, like how many women are like fleecing men out of their like serious fucking money? That's probably pretty small. However, like on a more lower scale, you have women who are engaging in like foodie calls where they go on a date with a guy just to get a free meal or a free experience.
Yeah,
they did a study on
sucks.
that. I think they did a study on that, and they found it was like 1/3 of women have done a foodie call.
Yeah, and actually, yeah,
because that's accessible to just like any
girl on Tinder.
Girl
yeah,
on Tinder.
no,
Is that just like a glass cane? Oh, that's pretty cool. She looks like she kind of doesn't want to really be there.
agree with that. I'm not for that at all.
We've had girls on the show, like normal 19-year-old girls, college girls,
like openly admit
1,000 followers on Instagram. Just regular run-of-the-mill college girls. Yeah, I have a dude in my phone as Uber. I have a dude in my phone as dinner. Like,
that's shitty.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It's pretty common.
No, I mean,
girls
no.
then I think their femininity in using guys for the wrong reasons.
No, and I'm not okay with that. I'm what I was talking about was like bigger than that. I mean, I'm not for that. I mean, I don't like to use guys, that.
But you admit to having done it.
Older men with millions of dollars, you can't compare that. I mean, plus they were.
No.
I mean, no.
It may be, they may have millions of dollars, but there's no difference in using one guy that has millions versus another guy who only has maybe tens or hundreds of dollars. for the same reason. It's the same thing. The amount of money may be different, but it's the same thing, whether you like to admit it or not. You're still using a person for a free meal or a free experience without giving anything in return. If you're gonna, like I've said this in another video, if you're going to take, like for guys, if you're going to take a woman out out for a meal or a date, if you're doing this for a date and hoping that you can possibly date this person in the future, a good way to tell whether this person is worth giving a second date is if that woman at least tries to offer to help pay for the meal. Now, if the person at least offers to help pay for it, like if it was happening to me, I would tell her, "Thank you for the offer, but I will be paying for this entire thing. Thank you for the offer, but I will pay for it." Now, if she told me that she's willing to, help pay for it, then I'd be like, all right, you know what? This woman is not here just to use me for a free meal or free experience. This person is worth a second date. So if you bring someone out to anything and they're just doing that to, for the experience, the free whatever, they're not really worth doing anything else with unless they're willing to help pay for it, or at least offer to help pay for it.
Accountability.
You're still doing it.
No. How?
You admitted to like using men.
No, I admitted to having a pay pig who knows that he's my pay pig.
A pay pig. A pay pig. That is insulting. That is insulting. A pay pig.
It's pretty degrading.
He wants to be degraded. He pays for it. That's what he pays for.
But you could argue that you're taking advantage of
There's a distinction between sex work and dating, in real life dating. Like what I'm doing is essentially sex work. I mean, this guy knows what he is.
I always wanted to know the psychology of a pay pig, just out of curiosity. Like I tried to look up, out of curiosity, the dominatrix thing. I tried to look it up, but I don't have I don't think I have the type, but I was curious about it.
He came to me.
Yeah, they
ask him I've never
I got nothing against people and their kinks. I don't kink shame. I just guys paying to be insulted. I just think it's to me it's odd. It's very odd to me. I got nothing against people who like it. I got nothing against people who are masochistic, be it through verbally or physically. I got nothing against it. Get your rocks off however you like. I just find it odd.
Felt like I used him for anything. Like he has come to me the entire time.
If the guy is paying her to do this stuff, then I don't see anything wrong with it. He's paying for her to do this stuff to him. There's nothing wrong with that, although it's still odd, but there's nothing wrong with it. He's paying for it.
What you're talking about is women who are on Tinder with men their own age and their own socioeconomic
Well, I'm talking
class.
about both.
Both.
I'm talking about both.
Yeah, but there's a huge distinction between the two. I mean, there's sex work and then there's dating. Like,
one time when I was at the
Is it sex work if
sex work, in my opinion, is a double-edged sword. Yes, you can get a lot of money for it, but it also severely damages your potential to find somebody that you possibly want to have a long-term relationship with or spend the rest of your life with. It damages a lot of your possibilities because of you basically you've been run through and you put your body on display for the entire world basically on the internet. And not a lot of guys who are looking for a potential life partner those guys are trying to find people who are more, I would say, pure and untainted. If I were to put it that way. I know it's not a very nice way to put it, but it's true. Not a lot of guys are wanting somebody who has been run through by the entire football team, so to speak, and have the entire world see his potential partner on the internet. I mean, there are guys who don't mind that. Don't get me wrong. There are guys who don't care about that. But that's not a majority. That's more of a minority. So if you're going to do sex work, I'd say really, really think about it before you get into it.
It is with the dominant.
I mean,
it's an umbrella term these days. I'm just.
But I don't get why. On one hand, you don't seem to object to like these men are just sending you money.
Yeah, you're saying you're not using him for anything, but you are using him for his money. Say if he didn't have money, you wouldn't be with him.
Let's use that argument
I'm
then.
not with him.
But okay,
you
but
have been with him.
I'm not with. I've never been with him. I never met. Wait, who are we talking about?
Hold on, but you said that the men consent to just sending you money
Yes,
and
they
getting
ask
nothing
for it.
and getting
Yeah.
nothing or little in return. Couldn't you make that same
No,
exact
they-
hold on, let me finish. Couldn't you make that same exact argument about a woman who's 21, she's engaging in a consensual relationship with say a guy who's 35?
Well, one thing is
Why is it that
because
is
one's a
grooming?
profession and one is it's
Have y'all ever considered a drunk stream? It sounds like it could be fun, but I'd need to prep with booze and Advil to drink along.
a service.
Oh god, this would be complete fucking chaos if they decided to do a drunk stream. Oh my god.
And one's not a service. Like what I provided is a service.
It's crazy to me. Like a lot of these girls would rather see an 18-year-old do OnlyFans and do porn than be in a loving, caring relationship with a guy who's 10 years her senior. Like that's, to me, it blows my mind that so many women object to like age gap relationships. Oh, he's 10 years older than you, even though you're an adult and you can join the military and go get fucking blasted, whatever it is. You can sign legally binding contracts. You can get 6 figures of college debt. But if you're in a consensual, loving relationship with someone who's 10 years older than you, then it's a
I think
issue.
10 years is fine. I was more concerned about
I start to question some people who are in a relationship that are like, 15, 30 years apart and be like, I start to question that. Like, is really okay? Are you really? I mean, love who you want as long as you're, of legal age. Love who you want, but it starts to become a little questionable the further the age gap gets. I mean, 10 to 15 years, I think that's okay at the most, but as soon as it starts getting past that, you start to question it a little bit.
I said 50 and 18. That's why I was like, well, that's a little
15, 18. That is a 32-year difference. That is very questionable.
weird. But like 10 years is fine. Like I have no issue with 10 years.
I mean, you're kind of walking back what you said, but I'm pretty sure
No,
earlier,
I didn't. I said nothing about 10
earlier
years.
in the conversation, I'm sure if you would have had an issue between 18 and 28.
No. I
What
specifically
about
said
18
50.
and 35? How about that?
No.
Really?
No, I never said that.
I mean,
Run the footage.
but you said, okay, well, there was a virgin component too. You were like,
yeah, well, that's completely different. So I feel like we're talking about so many different things at once. I'm talking about like my work as a like dominatrix, whatever you want to call it, versus like people dating, and the two are just simply not comparable. Maybe you think they are, but I mean, someone who's experienced in both of these things are not comparable. One's personal, one's work.
I mean, it's just shocking to me though, is like how many people are ready to defend like a woman at 18 starting in OnlyFans, but like if she's...
I don't defend that. I never did.
Well, okay, maybe not you, but like it's fine if a woman at 18 starts an OnlyFans, but if she wants to date a guy who's 30, oh my God.
No, I don't. I mean, as long as the age of consent is there, I just think it's weird when a 50-year-old wants to get an 18-year-old virgin. Sorry for the F word.
Okay, I mean...
Yeah, I don't know. That's like... Or
Someone donate
a
and mute her.
That's like a huge
So
difference
mean.
Well,
between
hot
10
take.
years.
I mean, hot take here. While, I mean, I don't, to me, it makes sense like a 50-year-old dating a 20-year-old.
Okay. I mean, why? Because that 50-year-old man,
if he can get
girl.
it, like, here's the thing: very few 50-year-old men, as we went around the table on this. Like, most 50-year-old men are not going to be attractive to a woman who's 20 or 21.
Yeah. I mean, if you're
but if he can, if he's still in good shape, whatever, he's wealthy, and he can secure a relationship.
For a 50-year-old man, if he's like a multimillionaire, even if he's not physically fit, he can still get young women just because of how rich he is. It's a sad reality, but it's true.
With someone younger, go for it.
For me, it's not really like attraction. I feel like older guys like 50 sometimes are actually really attractive to me. Mm-hmm. I think it's more just like when I'm 50, they're like about to die, possibly.
Obviously, like,
sure.
I get what you're saying. Like, let's say long-term relationship. Like, it actually is a fairly good argument. Like, for a woman who's like wants a serious long-term relationship, wants marriage. Like, if you're 21 and you're thinking about dating a 50-year-old, and if you want to have kids, like, he could be like. Obviously, I think it's totally legit if you want to date someone around your age range, so that you guys can grow old together, and like that's actually probably a very strong argument.
Well, I think this whole conversation kind of went like freaking everywhere, but let me know what you think in the comments below. I have my own opinion on sex work. If you want to do sex work, fine, but think of it long term. Like, if you're hoping to have a serious long term relationship, possibly share your rest of your life with somebody and get married, you're gonna have to think very long and hard about sex work and OnlyFans, and stuff you put on the internet, because that can and more than likely will work against you and your potential lover. So I'd say just really think about it. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please make sure to go check out my Twitch and other social medias I have in the description below. If there are any other videos you'd like to see me react to, please make sure to comment them down below, and I will get to them as soon as I can. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.